Domination Development Day, we got Dina, okay, back to the ring after 1 year and a half off. We got Gary, free spy for Champions Gym, and we got Kazuma in a big rematch, and also we have big fight and free spy for Champions Gym as well with Rory. Training hard, really hard, so good to go.
Normal fight week is, well, if I don't have to cut weight, which is beautiful, I can worry about my training and recovery. So just making sure, first, that all the kids are like where they're supposed to be and I have someone taking care of them. And then second of all, coming to the classes so I could be with like everyone else that's fighting. Fight week is pretty much you're gonna get 2 really hard sessions at the start of the week. And the rest is pretty much just moving around and keeping active. Power week's probably the most important one for the fights because that's the week that you're pushing yourself the hardest, which is the week before your fights. So trying to get in all the hard yards so on fight week you're not like hurting. But yeah, emotions, like you gotta have your goal set, like know why you're doing it and just make sure you remind yourself because you can get stuck in thinking you're letting everything else down in the rest of your life just because you want to do one thing, but you got to remind yourself it's just one thing and it's going to be over. Like, you're not, yeah, it's not completely selfish, I guess.
You obviously had a chunk of your fights 8 years ago. Coming back into the fight scene, what have you seen to be the biggest changes?
I mean, probably the biggest change is just understanding that nutrition is part of being a fighter. I mean, 8 years ago, you were literally just guessing. Like, whatever the person next to you were doing, you were going to try that. And the people I was training with were like 80-kilo men trying to cut, you know, a lot of weight. So I was just like hoping that if I did what they were doing, that it would be okay. I think the atmosphere as well, at least girls. So when I was fighting back then, there was only 2 other girls training with me. Whereas now it's 50%. Like, there's days where there's literally just been girls in the class. So it's way different in like, I guess, having more girls doing Muay Thai. And it just shows you, like, no matter where, you know, like I fought for another gym, they've all fought for other gyms. If you have good coaches and the support of like the people that you're training with, your training partners, like you can literally go as far as you want in Muay Thai. It's where you put yourself with like, in yourself of what your goals are for Muay Thai. And we all just want to fight for fun.
Aaron,
I don't know.
come and see me.
Step into our office.
What are your predictions on Rory and the Ridley sport? How do you think it's going to go?
He did lose his last fight, so the old school coach in me might think that he has a bit of a suspect draw after the last one, but I think it'll be a good technical fight. Pretty even, I reckon.
Yeah, okay. And Dina and Courtney?
Courtney's very forward moving, likes to come in with the hands and all that. Dina loves a good push kick, stepping off to the side and low kicking. Probably a little bit more experienced in the clinch, so push kicker versus puncher kind of thing. Who wins the battle on the inside? Has the old girl still got it?
When did you move to Australia?
That was end of January 2020, just right before COVID started. I used to do karate back in Japan quite a long time. I started when I was 5 years old until probably like 20 years old or something. I have a black belt.
Really? How does it feel having a rematch?
I'm excited. I lost last time, so I want to win. That was, I would say, close fight. This time I want to work a bit differently, like different style. So I'll see how it goes. Last time when I fought, I would say he was quite an aggressive style. And a lot of knee, punch and knee. It's working on more like technique stuff and strategy and different movement, that kind of stuff. That's something I want to show everyone.
So Gary, 29, from Ireland, been in Australia July 22. Travel around, working on solar farms and up the East Coast, settled in Perth. I'm sick of the backpacker lifestyle, wanted to have my own place and join a Muay Thai gym. And luckily I found a place right beside a Muay Thai gym. So
Do you know anything about your opponent?
not a single thing. Don't know what he looks like, height, age, anything. Everything's going really good. Last carb meal was just before I came to training. The weight is really good. Sleep is the big one for me, getting to bed early so I'm well recovered from in between the sessions. Just organising all my meals, have written down the amount of water I'm going to drink each day for water loading and show up and do it. Just do what I have planned. Nothing too dramatic or, you know, I feel like everything's under control, you know, so, yeah. A little bit, but not, again, under control, yeah.
Oh, here.
Do you know anything about your opponent?
I know that he lost his last fight via elbows, cuts to the face. So we'll try and open them back up real quick. So fight week for me is really just all about sort of getting the high intensity rounds out of the way at the start of the week and then lessening it up, more restful. Sort of just turning into more shadow box, not going too heavy, just lots of recovery and relaxation, that's it, until the fight. I feel pretty comfortable. I'm around my fight weight at the minute. Just sort of easing off on the carbs, the fibre, the sodium, just until the weigh-in, and then I've sort of got a plan in place so to recover and get everything back in before the fight. My last fight was in March. Yeah. Over here, I was meant to fight when I first landed, and then the kid pulled out. So now it's just all about getting back in and getting active.
Well, I started when I was in Bristol while I was at uni. So I'm from Birmingham originally, moved down to uni in Bristol, lived there for a few years. And been training for, I'd say, going on 3 years now. I fought once and it was a great experience. Won the fight. It was Muay Thai rules, no elbows. It's a bit different this time, but yeah, it was a really good experience. There was a really good group of people around me, met some really nice people. I loved it, and since I started training in Bristol, I've just fallen in love with Muay Thai.
How do you feel after you get out of the ring? So you've won your fight.
It's like a massive rush, really. Just like complete euphoria, just like, because it's a big build-up, isn't it? Like, you're nervous, you go in there, like you're really putting yourself out there, and then after you just feel so accomplished. Especially if you've been putting all the work in for like the past few weeks, but it's something you want to chase and just keep going after, isn't it?
Do you know anything about your opponent at all?
Not really, no, but people keep asking me like, who you fighting, what's he look like, and at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, we're gonna get in there, and whoever it is, like, what's gonna happen will happen. Obviously the win, but no, I don't know much. I think Tommaso said he's fought a few times before, but other than that, no, I don't know what he looks like, I don't know what Jimmy trains at. So again, it's, you know, it will matter on the day, it won't matter who it is coming up into.